Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we have a new Catachan model. An actual new Imperial Guard Catachan model. Did you ever think you'd see the day? Did you ever think you'd see it? There's a downside. There is actually quite a big downside, unfortunately, which is that, as the stamp suggests, it would appear to be a store opening exclusive mini, which means you can only get it at a new Games Workshop or a new Warhammer shop that opens, or I think it applies if they're completely revamped as well, like if they close for a bit and then reopen because they've been done up. I think you can also get them from those stores as well. But if you've got like a well-established store that is not going through a revamp and is not only just opening, then it's going to be really difficult to get hold of this, which is really my only complaint with it. Because for stuff like that, I don't know, it's making miniatures just deliberately incredibly hard to get hold of is not something I'm a fan of anyway. And if anything, all it fuels is people scalping on eBay and recasters, which neither of which seem like a great thing for Games Workshop, so I'm not entirely sure why it is the way it is, but there you go. However, the model itself, I actually really quite like. There are a few things that, unfortunately, there's been a little bit of negative feedback about this model, most of which I don't understand. A fair bit of it, weirdly, is just the fact that this is a female Catachan. And if you're commenting that Imperial Guard, like women don't fit in the Imperial Guard, then I'm afraid you just frankly don't know what the hell you're talking about, because the Imperial Guard have had women soldiers in it for as long as there's been Imperial Guard. I mean, if you want a little bit of historic reference, then I mean, this is from 1996, and this is a Perry Catachan Jungle Fighter, large scale. So that's 1996, and clearly the new model is based off that one. It's based off the classic Perry miniature, which is considerably older than quite a few people who now play this hobby. So, I mean, that's 24 years old, that version. Quite an old model there. I mean, it's only 9 years younger than me. So it also goes back further, like, you know, female trooper Vasquez there. And there are more examples, obviously, of female guard, female Catachans, all the way going back to Rogue Trader. So that particular complaint is one that just strikes me as being totally nonsensical. Plus the idea of, well, why would they have women fighting in 40k anyway, when they should be used for baby production? That also invalidates the Sisters of Battle as a whole. And that is a force that is equipped with power armour, which is not exactly the cheapest thing to throw at your armies, is it? So yeah, that complaint, it means absolutely nothing to me, just nonsense. The actual model, I think for the most part, is pretty good. The pose is good, as I say, it's very reminiscent, it's just a kind of mirrored version of the old Perry miniature. The fact that there is a full-on bolter going on there is excellent. I mean, she's a Catachan. Of course she can handle a bolter. Catachan is one of the best worlds in the 40k universe, because it is essentially a factory for hard bastards. That is basically what that world does. If you are anything less than an exemplary human being in terms of your physical strength and mental resilience, you just get killed immediately. So the only people who survive Catachan are people like this, who are obscenely ripped, who walk around with massive chainswords and bolters. The Catachan is an amazing world and produces only the toughest of hard bastards. So the fact that this character clearly has got a bolter and a massive chainsword, I'm 100% sold on that. The detail, for the most part, is nice. I have to admit, I don't know whether it's I think it might be the paint job, in fairness. I think it might be the paint job. The hands look a bit off, but that could be down to the way it's been painted. There's like super, super dark lines between the fingers, especially on the clenched fist, and there's weird highlighting, which I think is what's causing part of the issue, because it makes it look like the hands are cartoons. I don't think they'd look that cartoony. Like, if they were painted differently, I don't think they'd look that cartoony. There's a white highlight that's going on the edge of the skin. Now, if you hold your hand up to like a light source, the lines between your fingers, they're dark, but they're not as thick as the lines on there. There's like a gradient going on. It goes from kind of lightly shadowed to deeply shadowed. that isn't what's happening with these hands. There is just a distinct static line between each finger, which makes them look like... It makes it look thick, like each finger looks kind of fat, which actually I don't think it would if it was painted differently. And it's a similar thing with the way the light's bouncing off the skin. The way this has been painted, the hands look super reflective. But if you hold your hand up to the light, your hand isn't super reflective. Your skin absorbs it to some extent. Like if you hold the right part of your hand up to a torch, the light shines through it. It doesn't bounce off it. So again, I think there are just aspects of this model that the paint job isn't doing a great job of showing. The hands being a major part of it. And I think part of it is because actually the way the muscles on the stomach and the arm have been done is a lot more subtle than what's been done to the hands. So they stand out more. And it's kind of throwing it off a little bit, and I think it is making it look a bit rougher than it actually is, because I think the detail is actually pretty nice. I've seen a few complaints about the head, but honestly, I mean, that just looks like a woman with a bandana on to me. It looks fine. I think overall, it's a quality model, and the thing is, it is peak Catachan. That is the thing I like so much about it. She is absolutely... she looks like she could snap you in half just by accident. She's carrying a bolter and a chainsword, which is the quintessential 40k armory. Like, you cannot get more 40k than a bolter and a chainsword. There's nothing else. That they are the iconic weapons of this universe, and she's got one of each. The bionic leg is a nice touch. I think it's just the lower half of the leg. But again, it's a nice touch. There's some fun detail on the base as well. I like this one. I think it looks really good. And as I say, the only thing that I'm not too keen on is the fact that it seems to be an exclusive, which is just disappointing, because I think this is a model that, frankly, everyone and their dog's going to want to get hold of, and it's just not going to be that feasible, which is a pity, because it's cool, and we need more Imperial Guard models, and yeah, I just like to see it on a wider release, and it does make me hopeful that we're going to see more Catachan stuff. I would really, really like an updated box for them. To be honest, the Imperial Guard as a whole, I think the infantry could do with a significant update. You know, there's so much happened in terms of detail and in terms of options that you can do with other kits. Is it the Dark Eldar Witches? Is it the Witches, or is it one of their kits, with interchangeable male and female torsos and heads and stuff? Stuff like that, Guard is ripe for, and it would be such an easy thing to do. I say that. I say an easy thing to do. There is form for it, and they've proven that they can do it before, and Guard are just the right fit for that sort of thing. So it would be nice to see that. And overall, really like it. Really like it, just don't like it being an exclusive mini, which is a pity. But we'll see what happens. I don't know, maybe that'll change in the future. I don't know. I don't think it will. Historically, I seem to remember that anything that was like an exclusive mini, generally, especially when it's like store opening ones, they seem to have remained that way. I think it was that Terminator Chaplain was also like that, which again was a pity, because I really liked that model. But yeah, overall, really like it. Really like it. Let me know what you think of this last in the comments down below. Are you going to hunt out a store that's opening, or are you going to squat eBay like the rest of us who... what else are you going to do? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like it, don't click it if you don't want to. I know you said click it if you don't want to, but that would be weird. And as always, there's an affiliate link for Element Games in the description. If you buy something through that, I get a little something sent you that way. It's a nice way to support the channel without any extra effort, because you're going to buy the plastic crack anyway. 10% of anything raised through it goes to charity, and it's cheaper than buying from Games Workshop. So yeah, you can do that if you would like. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.